Well, folks, welcome to 2021.
We made it.
We did it. We got through that year.
2020's gone behind us
I know.
now.
I hate to even say 2020, but anyhow, it's gone now, and we're in the midst of a new year with tons of new possibilities for us. Interesting being able to reflect back though, and look and see what we've gone through, and how we hope we never have to do it again. But yet the reality is that we are in a period of lockdown, that the numbers are higher than they've ever been for COVID, for our country, for our province. But one of the things that the last year has brought us is an increase in technology. Here we are.
Yeah, this is one of the things that we're doing as part of that.
This is John's office, Studio A at FVC. Boy, we've progressed as a church. And our technological resources are so much bigger and better.
And learned very quickly.
And we've had to learn very quickly. Some of us, it's a slow learn. Others pick it up much more quickly.
But I've been quite amazed. We've been doing this Fellowship Cafe online after services, and I mean there are people on there who are definitely in their 80s, and they have learned how to Zoom. They've been learning with their grandkids, and it's like an old, it's like they've been doing it for so long. It's really not that big of a deal anymore. It's amazing how we can connect with people through Zoom and other technologies. Whereas before, it just really felt like, that was a barrier to a lot of people, but it's really forced us to try new things if we wanted to stay connected. And it's not face to face, but it's an okay version of it for now.
Like my sermon this Sunday was on revision, and I think the Lord's bringing us through a time of saying, you need to look back and say, what worked, how effective was it, and take a time to re-examine and to think of how it's relating to culture, technology, everything that goes on in our world today, and that leads us through some processes that we might not like, but they're necessary, and we will go through them, and we know that we've got the example before us. We introduced this theme into the books of the letters of that Paul wrote to Corinth, and how he had to deal with a church that was really only a year and a half old, and yet and that because of its infancy, it probably had fell down in its baby steps and had to be corrected and put on a right direction again. And but they're all lessons that we can learn from, and we are going to do that over the next 3 months. And I was happy to be able to introduce the topic, and so between John and myself and Garth and Steve Thiessen coming in occasionally, we're going to go through and see some of those steps that are necessary in order to have a well-functioning, healthy church environment.
I was going to ask you your opinion, Paul. In terms of revision and evaluation and examining, do you think, and I have my own opinion about this, do you think that because of COVID and how we've had to learn on the fly and make changes, do you think evaluation happens more often these days than typically it has before?
Well, it has to happen. There's one thing that COVID has taught us is that time is precious. Whereas so before, you used to have the luxury of time, and where you could, delay a decision, try to get opinion, counter opinion, and basically, we don't have that luxury anymore. COVID has shown us that things can change so quickly, and we've got to learn to pivot. We've got to learn to adapt, and it's going to take new processes for us. I think that's the big change that COVID has brought.
I think it's so important to be constantly evaluating, but also not to the point that it really arrests the process of trying things. You know, like COVID really has created this environment where we have to try new things constantly, and then evaluate them, and then okay, if it's not working, how do we change it, or do we go to something completely different? But because of all the changes, we can't be afraid to not try, or we can't be afraid to try, but also be okay with if it doesn't work out, we need to change it.
Yeah, that's right.
You know,
and I think that's one of the things that has held churches in the past back. I remember years ago hearing a lecture, and the professor was saying that in the average church, and this was a number of years ago, he said, in the average church, for every 7 things that you try, 4 of them will fail.
That's not bad. So 3 are going to work. That's great. I thought you were going to say like 1's going to work out. No. It's like, no.
But you know, as humans, we look at that and we say, oh, 1 failure is a disaster. And so we say, oh, we tried that, but it just didn't work. And, you know, we've got to get beyond that thinking, especially in the environment in which we find ourselves today. Mm-hmm. And so we would try and we will fail, but we can try again. Mm-hmm. And you know, as long as we keep our eye on the prize, sort of, you know, the Apostle Paul talked about that. He says that, you know, I set my eye on the goal ahead for me, you know, to just be the example that I need to be to the world, and having Christ live in and through me. And for us as Christians, that's the example that we have to follow, and to say, hey, yeah, we can stumble, but we can pick ourselves up and continue on the race. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So good year, you know, some changes happening, some going in the right direction. Yeah. Things this year. Looking forward to 2021 here with some good things. One of the things that we're talking about off camera that is a good change, you know, because of technology being sort of thrust upon us and having to learn so quickly, our live stream team, I mean, sort of from day one, has really done a phenomenal job of you know, taking borrowed equipment and scrambling to try and make live stream happen. Yeah. And so over the past year, they've been keeping their eye out for bargains and trying to find new technology, the right technology to allow us to live stream properly without borrowing people's things and not having cables and tripods everywhere. And, it was pretty neat, actually.
Oh, I tell you, this Sunday,
it was great.
This last Sunday, they had a lot of fun because we were able to pick up these cameras that will zoom and pivot and everything.
And they use a fancy joystick to maneuver.
Yeah, and so they're installed now in the church, and I didn't know where they were. Yeah, you can't even find them there. They're that small. There used to be and yet they're so effective.
There used to be this tripod sitting right in front of where we preach. Yeah, in the first couple of rows, and so it kind of obstructs the view if someone was sitting behind. And we didn't have that this Sunday, and so I was up on the platform, and when I was going, I was talking, and I've had this moment of like, wait, where's the camera? Like, I don't know where I'm supposed to be talking to, which speaks to how, you know, unobtrusive they are into that environment. So that's great.
Just fabulous stuff, and what a fantastic technical team we have here, and the volunteers. And I would encourage any young people or young at heart people who have a desire to work with technology to contact Bruce Hawker or Colin, and just to volunteer your time. I know they're eager for you know, to have more help available, because technology is definitely a part of our world now.
It absolutely is. Yeah.
So you've got some things starting up again. It's New Year, and so with the youth and young people, tell us what's ahead there.
You bet. So Val and Allison especially have taken on this initiative, and it seems so great, and I love what they're doing. So on Sunday, we saw Rick Pridmore talking about the theme of light for January. So Allison and Val are pulling together some people to sort of expand this theme. And so each week we'll get to see different faces on camera instead of just seeing my face up there. So that'll be really, really nice to see other teachers and maybe a few other kids as well. So Kids Corner is going to be a part of our services. And we're going to do that for 3 months, and we're going to examine and evaluate and see how that goes. But I'm really looking forward to that. As well as youth is going to be starting back up next week. So on Wednesday night, we'll have youth on Zoom again and keep that going. We definitely could use some more youth leaders. I know it sounds, like, what do you mean you need youth leaders for to be online? But we do, especially in our female department. Emily Hanna is our one female leader, and if we had another, we could really go deeper, sort of girls small groups, guys small groups. It really would help us out. And then parents, we're going to be starting up a follow-up study. We had Equip 2020 in the fall, really talking about how do we equip parents to deal with sort of pitfalls with pornography and sexuality and that kind of stuff. And so we want to continue that conversation and grow deeper in that together. So we'll be doing some sort of study to help with that. So those are all things coming.
One of the real positive feedbacks we got was from our Christmas Eve service, where we had all the vignettes of folks saying Merry Christmas, to the congregation. And so we're looking for more ways of having more people involved in our Sunday morning broadcast. So you might have noticed the Krugers, who were our greeters, and we're going to be asking different individuals throughout this year to be online greeters. And because we found that people need to see people. So we're trying to create opportunities for you to be able to be part of this new environment that we find ourselves in. John, you're going to be speaking this coming Sunday.
Yes.
Maybe you can let people in on what your topic is.
Well, we're recording this on Monday, so I haven't dived too deep into the message yet. But I'll be speaking from 1 Corinthians chapter 1, which really talks a lot about God's wisdom and using the foolish things of this world, and just really how God weaves His plan, His sovereign plan throughout history, and uses imperfect us. To accomplish His purposes, and how He invites us into that. It's beautiful. So,
folks, we've got a busy week ahead here as staff, getting back into the groove with regular routines, and also in planning new initiatives. And so we want to try and keep you informed about some of those things, and we will be having special information sessions on Zoom this week on is it Wednesday and Thursday, the 6th and 7th, and so look for an email that's going to be coming out in the next few days about how to participate in that endeavor, to try and share and keep in contact with you.
And Paul, are they the same sort of information, or are there different ones?
It'll be the same information. What we found with the town hall meeting was we learned a lot from that's one of those things where you stumble and coming up,
trying to do things
so
differently.
We found
and better.
that was too big a venue to try to do with everyone. So we're just cutting it down into quarters, basically, and giving you the opportunity of catching up with information coming. It'll be the same information, but of course, your comments and questions are all going to be different. So we're hoping to see the well, first of all, Zoom can be recorded, and secondly, we'll be doing up a transcript, sort of an encapsulation of some of the questions and answers that you folk have. So we're looking forward to that new means of using technology. And where of course, the best is face to face, but it's impossible today. So anyhow, keep on praying for us. We are praying for you.
Yes, we
and
are.
know
that you are loved. Goodbye, everyone.